So this is day one of the membership launch vlog. Today I am working on the wait list. So let me give you a little bit of backstory and like where we're at in the launch and what I'm doing here. So I started to play around with the changes to the membership probably back in February. We're now at the end of March. So throughout February, I was kind of just getting clear on like, what do I actually want this to be? Because when you are selling a membership, you're not selling the same way that you would for a course or program. What you're actually doing is selling a community. And I fucking love this because it's part community and it's part movement. And one of the things I am really good at doing is creating community and movements. Huge piece of how I've been able to build my brand, because there's overlap here in personal branding, is because there's a very big why behind what I do. There's a mission behind what I do, right? So if you have followed me for any period of time, if you've worked with me, if you've heard me talk, I am dead fucking set on helping women build the skills, the mindset, the confidence, and the capacity to scale businesses and become financially free. Because I believe that when we have more rich women in this world, we will change this world. And so we need more rich women. And I know at the core of that, it's about building confidence and empowering each other. And that was how my brand started. That is how it's grown to where it is today. And you can hear behind that the mission, the why, that there's a bigger purpose to this. It's based in values and beliefs. And if we're talking about marketing, we're talking about speaking to people's beliefs, values, mindsets, attitudes, right? Anytime we're marketing, we really want to think about this core principle of people like us do things like this. So we're building communities with our marketing. We're building movements with our marketing because it's based in this shared vision, this shared direction that we all are moving, right? So we're always marketing this way, but when we're selling courses and programs and things like that, it's more geared towards problem solving. It's more geared towards problem solving and tangible results. That's not the case when you are selling a membership. When you're selling a membership, it's a long-term thing and people are continuously investing every month to stay in it. So there's no actual end result, so to say. There's elevation and skill set. There's challenges that you're providing solutions for throughout it, tools and resources. But it's more so about the experience in the community and the shared direction that you all are going together. So I started like really diving deep into selling memberships back in December, and I joined like 5 of them and learning about how people were marketing their memberships. And I was in some memberships that were problem oriented and about, solving a problem or whatever. And it was great because there's tons of tools and resources and that's amazing. But the memberships that I were in that were about community and movements and missions and an identity that we all shared, those were the ones I really enjoyed being in because the experience was more powerful for me. And I was building connections and networking and having new friendships built, right? And I don't know about you, but like entrepreneurship is can be really fucking lonely. And so it's nice to be in a room with women who understand you, who get you, right? Or men, depending on what you're selling. But for my specific story here that I'm telling, with other women was what I craved. Like other women who were at the same level, higher, or maybe even below me that I could help, mentor, connect with, rise to, collaborate with, and just be in this shared connection of like entrepreneurship and the challenges and the struggles that come up daily with it, right? So I joined all these memberships. I started investing in courses. I'm learning how to sell memberships, and I'm seeing it's at the baseline is just this is marketing. Like this is marketing 101 without all of the other shit that we need for sales, right? All of the other shit that we need for sales when we're doing groups and courses and even private. And I got really excited because I'm like, I fucking love marketing and this is going to be really easy for me. So I started in February to be like, okay, what is this going to look like? What is the why behind this? Why am I doing this? Because if you're going to sell a membership, it needs to be about more than just like, this is an entry point for my clients to come into to move on with me. It really needs to be about something bigger. It really needs to be about that community, about the shared experience, about your why, about your movement, something bigger. It doesn't, and when I say movement, it doesn't have to be like, we're going to change the fucking world and revolutionize business as you know it. Like, it doesn't have to be that. It could literally just be as simple as like, helping mom build confidence and ditch the mom guilt. Like we are here to help this type of person feel this type of way and move in this direction or break free from this or create this type of change, right? It doesn't have to be this huge thing. So when I say movement, I think sometimes we can kind of tap into like history and be like, think like marching and these huge revolutions that have happened and systematic changes that have happened, and it can be big like that. If you're here for that, like it can be big like that, but it needs to be grounded in the specific type of group that you're helping create that movement, not just like everyone. Okay, but it also doesn't have to be big. It can be a small movement, just something that you're really devoted and dedicated to, and that needs to be the underlying intention, motivation, vision behind everything that you're doing in that membership, because this isn't about just getting, recurring revenue with, $99, $200 monthly payments. And so then that people are ready to move into your next offer. It can't be about that. It has to be about something bigger. And so that really lit me up when I figured this out, because that's what I want for my business. Like, this is legacy shit to me. The membership that I'm building here with the Rich and Shameless Society, that feels like everything that I have been being developed for since I was a kid, right? All of my values and everything are connected to this. And it's like this merger of everything that I've been learning and doing and cultivating and becoming and, healing as a business owner, coming together in this membership. And it feels very connected to my big vision. So I'm like, fuck yes, I'm like very excited about it. So I started working on this all through February. And in the beginning of March, I start working on, or like mid-March, I start working on messaging once I got clear on like the why and what I was doing and everything like that. And you all saw this change happening because I started to really get connected to the community aspect of it. And I saw that that's something that was missing from the membership. And so I wanted to start cultivating that. But it needs to be cultivated on the front end. It's really hard to create a new culture in a membership once it's already been going for a year or so. It's the same thing like if you've ever done management or been in a leadership role in like a corporate culture. It's hard to change the culture overnight, especially when maybe the people who were hired in weren't educated, hired based on the values of that culture, right? So I started to introduce the culture that I wanted to create once I got clear on that in February. Then March, started working on messaging. Last week, which was the second to last week of March, I started to tease and hype up, and then I launched the waitlist. So that brings us to where we are today. So I launched the waitlist on Monday. Today is Friday. I was still kind of incubating the messaging. Like, I know the mission, I know the why, I know what I'm doing in there, but because there's a lot of intangible behind the aspects of the marketing that I'm going to be teaching, and I don't want it to be problem focused, and I really want it to be community and mission focused for the membership, I've been experimenting with different types of messaging. So I launched the waitlist on Monday, and I've had lots of traffic to the waitlist, but I haven't had a lot of people signing up for the waitlist. However, I've already sold spots to people that signed up on the waitlist. So this is great because there's already people in. We already have 4 people into the new membership. My goal is to get 20 plus for this launch, is to have 20 pluses, to either re-sign the 20 that are in here or to bring 20 more new people in. Like, I'm very open to be surprised in any way, right? I'm also detached. If it's not 20, I'm okay with that, because this isn't something that is going to be a one and done thing. Like, this is a membership that I'm going to be building throughout several years in my brand. I don't want to predict into the future even more than 3 years from now, but I know for the next 3 years, like, I'm going all in on this membership, and it'll develop and change over time. But I say that because, like, you have to kind of get in this big picture thinking. Like, this is the first launch for the rebrand. So I understand that there's going to be a lot of learning in how I want to market this, and the way that I want to speak to the people that I want in it, and who I want in this membership, because this isn't just like a anybody can come in situation. I want there to be a level of exclusivity because of the type of women that I want in here and the way I want this community to run. I want it to be engaged. I want it to feel like a place where you're walking into like a home, like a place that you want to come visit, because you're like, my people are there and I can get support with anything, even if I just want to vent or talk or whatever, or if I need actual coaching or support because I have questions, that other people are there to connect and help you too, not just me. Like, we are a collaborative community, right? And so that means I need to be very clear on who I'm speaking to, who I want in there, and that happens through the marketing and the messaging. So here I am working on the messaging, working on the marketing, and I'm seeing, okay, there's some refinement and some twists that I want to make to the messaging, and I need to change the waitlist page, because the fact that I'm getting a lot of traffic but not a lot of conversions means I'm not being clear and concise in communicating who this is for, how it's going to help them, and why they want to be a part of it. All right. So today you're going to see me kind of it'll probably be sped up, but you're going to see me working on the messaging, and then updating the waitlist page, probably checking in with my own coaches, because I have several coaches I'm working on with this. I have my private coach. I'm in a membership that is around like launching memberships. Then I'm in another membership where it's like, it's kind of more of a general, but it's about connecting and collaborating. So I'll go in there, maybe do some market research with some of the women in there and ask them questions, get their feedback, get the coaches' feedback on some of the things I'm doing. So I'm going to just sit, work, document that for a little bit. And then as the days go on in this vlog, I'll share a little bit about what's happening with the waitlist, what signups are happening, and who's signing up. The other thing I'm going to be working on today is sending out the waitlist emails and working on the content strategy for the upcoming week of like, so I'm going to be focusing on like the educational content, the nurturing content, and the conversion content, because the waitlist will close. I'm extending it because of Easter and because I've been also selling something else this week, so I've gotten a little bit behind on marketing it. So I'll probably extend the waitlist to Monday or Tuesday of next week, and then it'll officially launch to the public next week. And I'm going to have my content strategy. I want to know what emails I'm going to be sending out, and I also want to do some connection building today with some of the women in the membership. So I'll do that by going live, sharing about the vlog that we're doing, connecting with some people there, sending some messages, and then also connecting with people who have recently done my mini courses, because the mini courses are part of the membership. So just kind of connecting with them, seeing how they're doing, and working on the relationships that I have with them in case they're interested in joining, so that they can feel safe and trust me if they are looking at the membership and considering joining, because all of the work that I've been doing for this year with the mini courses and all that has been around really building out this membership, getting excitement around it, letting people see what's available inside of it, testing it out, getting a sample of what the vibe is. So really connecting with some of those people who have been joining those mini courses is going to be important as well. Okay, so let's get to fucking work. All right, let's fucking do it. And I will see you at the end of this to say goodbye, and then on tomorrow's vlog. Got to the gym and I am walking in now, so very excited. I was just listening in the car to my human design, learning more about my profile lines, and so I always love to do that on the way to the gym, of just kind of like taking time to learn. And now while I'm in here, I'm just going to get in like movement meditation, do my somatic hygiene, and then I'll be back home in a little bit to continue working on the messaging and content strategy for the membership. Okay, fam, we have made it back from the gym. I can't lie to you, I'm feeling a little behind with being sick last week, and then this week I had to catch up on all my calls, and now Easter this weekend, so I have Lily's dad coming today, so I came home from the gym, I cleaned, needed to eat, like do all the things, right? So it is now 12:48 p.m. and I am going to start prioritizing my to-do list from everything that I didn't get to finish this morning during my focused work time before I took Lily to school. So I'll organize that list, and then normally I would put my phone away, but I'll be recording as I get the fucking shit done, right? So just a few things, I just want to talk about this before we jump into some focused work time. It's like, it's really easy to feel behind. Like, I used to have this plaguing feeling all the time that I was just behind. Like, there wasn't enough time. And legitimately, like, a lot of days there really wasn't. Between going to school, working 60-hour weeks, doing internships, being a mom, running a second business, doing recovery meetings, like traveling like 30 minutes to and from work, like it was insane. And so my body was programmed to always feel like there wasn't enough time, because I was in fight or flight a lot, right? Like I was really running from a place of fight or flight my entire life, but like in an overachieving status way for like a decade. And so when I started my business, that happened in the first year. You know, I burnt out. I was able to achieve huge things, but I burnt out. So now I'm really mindful of like when I get in this place of feeling like I need to get activated in an unhealthy way and get into that, like there's like I need to run towards it. There's a lot of urgency. There's a lot of pressure. I take a time out before I do anything. And I remind myself that there's always enough time. And so you'll probably see me on the video like get up and kind of shake it out and do a little bit of a somatic practice before I jump in and do the work. So my process is going to be, I'm going to get organized, prioritize what actually has to get done today. So I'm not overwhelming myself with all of the shit like that can get done tomorrow or the next day, right? So I'm going to prioritize what needs to get done today. I've set aside about 2 hours to work. I'll take a break after an hour for about 15-20 minutes, probably go outside and ground. Then I'll come back in and finish up, because then I have to go pick up Lily, okay? And then her dad's coming. We got to get ready for Easter. And also, like, I'm not in the place where I work after 3 p.m. Like, I might be in stories on Instagram and I might be talking to y'all in the DMs and shit, but like that's from my couch or from the backyard or from dinner or from shopping or doing something that I want to do, right? So we do the work and then we let the work work. So I'm going to do my somatic practice. After I get prioritized, then I'll focus, I'll take a break, I'll come back in, I'll finish up, and then I'm going to pop back on here and kind of update you guys on what I got finished, what's left over, any other pieces of awareness that came through, or anything that came up emotionally or mindset-wise that I had to coach myself through, besides like this urgency factor that I feel right now. And also I want to touch on one more thing. You know, I was doing my messaging earlier, you saw the video, and sometimes I get in my head, I'm like, why the fuck do I have to do this again? Like, I've been doing messaging and making sales pages and all that for a long time. And so as I'm redoing the membership and revamping the messaging and talking to some different people that I'm calling in for this, I found myself having some of those thoughts. My brain was offering me some thoughts that could have led to me feeling really frustrated and annoyed, but I chose not to attach to those thoughts as they come up. Take a deep breath, remind myself that I'm safe and like I can do this and it's okay and it doesn't have to be perfect. Come into my body, reorient, like where am I right now? Get present, look at where my feet are, not get overwhelmed with like what's to come or what's doing or any stories that are coming up, but really just come into my body, orient, which is really easy. Just look around the room, notice where you are, take time to look at what smells sensations, textures, things around you, just get grounded. And then I go back into the work. Okay. So it's really easy when things feel hard because you're learning to do something or you're changing something or you're just getting better at it, to get in your head and be like, fuck, like, why do I have to do this again? And then tell yourself maybe it's not working or just fuck it or anything like that. Or just find yourself getting distracted and then procrastinating on it. And it's really easy to do that, especially since I have ADHD, but like, I don't do that shit anymore. I try not to do that shit anymore. And if I do, I'm very graceful with myself. I don't make myself wrong for it. But I have found ways to use somatic practices, use some mindset work, prioritize my schedule, prioritize my own well-being. So because I know that if I do this work now, then I'm going to have space and time to live my fucking life this afternoon and do what I want to do and relax or whatever. It's been a very long week. I'm probably not going to do a lot. Probably finish up laundry and fucking chill, right? Watch my shows that I like. That makes me very happy. And then tomorrow we have a big day planned for theme parks and going out shopping and all the things. So I want to get this done now so that I can enjoy there and be present there and not be thinking about all the shit I didn't do today just because I didn't want to do it and I procrastinated, right? So I focus on the outcome, not the activity. Remember that. Focus on the outcome, not the activity. Use practices to get into your body, release the urgency, and then just focus for 60 to 90 minutes at a time, and you'll be surprised at how much you can get done. All right? Let's go ahead and get this shit fucking moving. Oh, and the one thing I didn't say, your girl's gotta have a little treat. The little treats make me happy. It's a little reward while I'm doing this work. So don't mind getting yourself a little treat to reward yourself for being a badass bitch who's sitting down and building a business that one day is gonna make millions. All right? See you later. Okay, so I have gotten all of the biggest money-making activities done for today. I've got the waitlist updated. I have sent out emails about the waitlist to my email list to get more signups and test out this new conversion page, or the conversion on this new page. I have also sent out an email to everyone on the waitlist, letting them know that there is a limited amount of time left to jump into the special bonuses that we have. There's only 7 spaces left to save 300. I have sent messages to people who had inquired about coaching this week and followed up with them to see if they're going to be joining into intensives and privates and the membership and different things that they've inquired about. So now I'm just gonna break. I'm gonna go outside, get some sun because your girl needs that vitamin D in her life to like function. And then I will try to finish content before I have to pick Lily up. We'll see. It depends on what's going on with my client in Telegram and how much time I spend there. If it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't want to post today, I might just repurpose something. But I do have a post written, so maybe I'll do that. So we'll see. But I have to post to IG. I've already been in stories today. I've already posted in all the places on Facebook. So really the only thing on my list for money-making activities today that remains is posting on IG. So let's take a break and then come back in so we can get done. And I'll let you guys know at the end of the night how everything went.